Hello and welcome to this Q4 2025 shareholder update. First of all, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a good relaxing time over the festive period. Right, I'd like to start with a look back because Q4 is at the end of the year and I want to look back over 2025. And I'll tell you for why. I think this is one of the most important years in AHT's short history. 2025 is the year that we took our R&D and we made it commercial. It's been fantastic. It's been tough. It's been hard work, but the whole team, and when I say team, I use that in the broadest sense possible. Every single person that's engaged with us has worked tirelessly to bring us to this stage, to put us on a good footing, to push us towards a really good 2026. And as some of you know, we actually closed off 2025 with a few awards, but I'll talk about them a little bit later. I'm going to start with Engine Carbon Clean.
Engine carbon clean and capture. ECC reduces carbon emissions and restores the fuel efficiency of any internal combustion engine. Using AHT's proprietary technology, hydrogen is created on demand and distributed through the engine's air intake, removing carbon buildup that restricts the airways. AHT has also developed the capture, an add-on to the exhaust system that captures heavy particulate matter, reducing emissions by over 90%. ECC products have been tested at the government-backed BCIMO train facility and the world-renowned UTAC Millbrook laboratory.
2025 has been the year for Engine Carbon Clean. It's been fantastic. We've secured multiple contracts from multiple tier 1 customers, and I can only see us growing and growing and growing further. So let's talk about the first contract that we landed. Industrial Chemicals Limited, our long-standing testing partner. They were the company that helped us go to Millbrook. They were the company that helped us get the decent testing results that has brought the attention to us. We've done another full year, or just under a full year of long-term testing with them on a larger supply of vehicles. At the conclusion of that, ICL saw the benefits in reduction in emissions and in increase in fuel efficiency, which led them to sign a multi-year contract. We've received some absolutely fantastic coverage on this in the press. But rather than me talking about it, why don't we hear from the client themselves?
ICL, we're continually looking at how we can improve our sustainability and our environmental impact across the company, across our operations, across our trucks. And the work that we've done with engine carbon cleaning is a key step in that project. It will optimise the performance of our vehicles, the efficiency of our vehicles, and ultimately reduce the emissions, which is key to us. As we said on our website, we are committed to having the greenest fleet in the UK, and this goes a long way to supporting that with practical applications today.
And as you've heard from the client themselves, we have achieved over 7% fuel efficiency increase. We have achieved over 7% emission reduction. And that is a major milestone for ICL in their drive to have the cleanest fleet in the UK. And to close off the Industrial Chemicals Limited section, I just want to say a big thank you to their CFO, Steve Swaby. He's been an absolute advocate for what we're doing. He's believed in what we've done and he's helped us get where we need to. So Stephen, thank you very much. So as I mentioned in our last update, we have been working with the UK's largest civil engineering company, Balfour Beatty. As I mentioned previously, we have a 2-year contract with them, but that was subject to us, A, hitting the emissions target that they had set, and B, getting management sign-off. Now, I'm pleased to say we got both. We hit the emissions, and actually we exceeded the emissions targets. And what makes this really interesting is the vehicle that we tested has multiple modes, multiple rev ranges, and the 15% efficiency target that we hit was an average across all of those modes. So actually, some of them we got better results. The management sign-off was a little bit easier to get once you've got those results. And I'm going to let Jonathan talk to you about why it's good for them, their scope 1 and their Scope 3 emissions.
Balfour Beatty is committed to being net zero for Scope 1 and 2 carbon emissions by 2045. And we know that in the longer term, we'll be looking to move towards electric tamper machines, but we will still have diesel-powered machines with us for some time. And Engine Carbon Clean is really helping us in that initial transition towards net zero. But also our short-term target of cutting our Scope 1 and 2 carbon emissions by 42% by 2030. So we know that reducing carbon emissions is really important to our customers like Network Rail, like Transport for London, but also it's really important that we see our supply chain reducing their carbon emissions. And we believe there's a real opportunity for our supply chain to engage with Engine Carbon Clean so that they can actually see the same sort of benefits and the encouraging results we're seeing from the trials on our machines. You can see it on their plant and equipment. You can see them then reducing their carbon emissions, and that reduces our Scope 3 carbon emissions, which is really important to us.
So, multi-year contract with Balfour's. We're looking forward to getting that going. That was only recently signed off. The PR that we've got around it has been fantastic, and that's opened the doors and opened the world to what we're doing. Having such a large customer as one of our first customers is a real testament to ECC and what the product can do. Again, previously I covered across that we had an agreement with Colas, another civil engineering company. Last quarter we had agreed to start the trial. The target for the trial was to be completed by January. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the vehicles were unable to do the mileage and the hours required between each clean. So in Q1, we will conclude this test or this trial. So far, so good. The feedback that we've got from Colas is they are pleased with what we're doing, pleased with the way we work, and they're looking forward to receiving the results. So I'm hoping into Q2 or the end of Q1, I'll be able to give you a nice update following on Balfour's, massive company. Be lovely to follow on with Colas, landing them as a multi-year contract, but I'll give you an update next quarter. Let's head international, South Africa. As I explained in the last quarter again, we had started a trial with a customer that closed off into December. We've now started some talks about what the next step is. This period for South Africa is their busy period, so talks are ongoing, but they're not as rapid as I would like. On the other side of that, we are still working on our pipeline in South Africa. And actually, we have 2 customers that we are in advanced talks with about starting trials. These 2 customers have really, really caught my attention. They could be great for us. I'm not going to mention them too much because I want to close those deals off, and I'm hoping in Q1 I'll be able to excite you with those names. Staying international, in the US, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the cement mixing company have requested a slight pause on the test, quite simply because they've made multiple acquisitions. Obviously that's good for their business, but that also means a new fleet of vehicles coming into the fold. So they've asked us to pause, wait until they've got all of those vehicles in, because they want to expand the testing onto different vehicles. So we've paused there, but we're not waiting. We've moved forward and we've started conversations with other customers and logistics companies because we want to utilize that bit of equipment out there. It's out there, we should be using it, we should be spreading the word. So we're in discussions, we're not resting on our laurels, we're going for someone else, and I'm hoping into Q1 I can explain to you who we've landed, where they are based, and what they're going to be doing for us. To close off Engine Carbon Clean, just want to talk about the technology itself, what the guys have been working on. So we are just coming to the end of some testing of our newest version of the engine carbon cleaning product. We've codenamed it the P2C and Washbox. The reason this is important to us is when we start loaning machines out, they need to be able to be self-maintaining. Now, the CTO and his team have done a fantastic job. Like I say, we're in the final stages of testing. It's all looking really, really good. Next quarter, I might put a video together for you just to show you how it works, what it does, and see why it's going to be helpful for us. But a little thank you to the CTO and his team. They've worked extremely hard this year, and the results are, well, the results are there for everyone to see. So, on to corporate. Quite a surreal Q4 for us. As you guys know, we were nominated for the Rail Staff Awards. We were nominated for Sustainability Champion of the Year alongside our partners K2C Rail. Just talking about what we were doing with Swatowski, what we were doing with DBESG, what we were doing with First in Rail. And Balfours were part of that overall process. I'm over the moon to tell you that we won. It was fantastic. It was a great evening, and the exposure that we've got through the rail industry has been fantastic. Quite simply because the Rail Staff Awards is one of the biggest award events in the UK for rail. Now, out of nowhere, and I really mean out of nowhere, Balfour Beatties were so impressed with what we did. They gave us an award for sustainability recognition. What we have done for Balfour Beatty moving forward and helping them achieve sustainable targets that they have set themselves. It's brilliant to be recognised by your tier one client for this. So we were really pleased. Again, it's with our partnership with K2C Rail. They've been great with us this year. Very, very exciting. And Balfour's recognising it means other people are going to recognise it as well. What a fantastic year it's been. What a footing it's made for us to push on into 2026. Again, as always, thank you very much for your support and unwavering support, I must say. It's been fantastic. 2026 is going to be a great year for us, and we're going to be driving forward on all fronts.
For more information, please contact us or visit our website. AHT, Innovation for a Cleaner Future.